Upon peace, God willing we get peace, are you open to holding an election in your country?
Yes, of course. We are open for election, yes. We have to do safety circumstances, and a little bit we need to work in the parliament, because during the war you can't have elections, but we can do security. We need, maybe, how to say, we need a truth, yes, everywhere, the battlefield, in the sky, and the sea, yeah, to make possible for people to do democratic, open, legal elections.
So you say during the war you can't have elections. So let me just say 3.5 years from now, so you mean if we happen to be in a war with somebody, no more elections? Oh, that's good. I wonder what the fake
You like this idea?
Yeah.
That was Trump previewing one strategy to be able to avoid having free and fair elections by being in the midst of a war. Now, I know the response from the right is going to be, oh my God, he's just joking, and the alarmist libs are losing their minds over nothing. And that would carry some weight if Trump wasn't literally trying to undermine free and fair elections right now. If he wasn't demanding that states rig their elections by redrawing their maps mid-cycle, if he wasn't demanding an illegal mid-cycle census, if he didn't already literally try to seize voting machines in Georgia and stop the certification of the election and incite a fucking insurrection at the US Capitol. You don't get to call the Democrats alarmists when Trump teases screwing with our elections after he literally already screwed with our elections. Like, I'm sorry, but take some fucking stock of where we are right now. Just 6 months into Trump's presidency, the US military has been deployed to 2 major cities. Masked men with no insignia and who refuse to identify themselves are scooping up people off the streets. Tanks are rolling through Washington, D.C. He's tried to eliminate birthright citizenship, which is literally in the Constitution. He's disappeared people with zero due process to foreign gulags. And just today, he claimed that our elections are run by him and that he signed an illegal executive order demanding the elimination of all mail ballots. I think the alarmist Democrat ship has sailed, and any commentator, any media outlet, any politician who isn't treating this moment with the urgency that it deserves is failing their constituents, their viewers, and their country. In fact, Trump's desire to be a wartime president is already abundantly clear. Just days ago, before Trump's wartime quip, Gavin Newsom pointed out the extent to which Trump does view himself as a wartime president.
It is about the United States of America. He doesn't believe in that. He believes in the red states. He's going after, it's a war. He's a wartime president. He's the head of a war party. War on women, war on voting rights, war on Hispanics, a war on this state, war on institutions, war on history. I mean, this is serious. This guy's trying to get a Nobel Peace Prize. That's what he's going to try to say tomorrow in Alaska, that he's the big guy trying to find peace, really? When he's bringing war to the American people? He put military in the streets, not of Baghdad. He didn't send the military in his first administration anywhere in the world. He sent the United States Marines into the United States of America in one of the bluest cities in this country, in Los Angeles, one of the great cities, American cities. That's what Donald Trump did. He is a wartime president.
So I beg of everyone, do not allow Republicans to manipulate you into thinking that Donald Trump is just joking when he says things that A, he would love to do, B, he basically tried to do, and C, he likely will do. We gain nothing by allowing ourselves to be fooled. And in fact, we gain everything by waking up to the reality of the political environment that we are in right now. That's a point that Newsom understood when he said this during our latest interview.
There's literally no more evidence than you need than the evidence that has been submitted in the first 6.5, 7 months of the Trump administration. And you think this is going to get better? You think if we just say, well, Mr. Trump, it's fine. We know it's a race to the bottom. You may call upon those other states. Can you just do 5 and California will stand down?
Yeah.
God damn it, enough.
Yeah.
Democrats, stop being weak. Step up. These guys have been dominating the narrative. They have been defining the terms of the debate. It's time to get on our off our heels, onto our front toes. It's time to do just that. Dominate the narrative, flood the zone, and surround sound. It's time for us to all band together. I said that, this is not no do-over. This is it. Wake up to what's going on in this country. And I'll iterate, I'll try anything. That's what that represents. I'm just trying to break through, man. I'm just trying to be accountable, to be able to look at my kids that, I woulda, coulda, shoulda, that I did everything I could. And you know what? See what fate brings. but we're going to put everything on the damn line. And that's, why I'm proud of the folks from Texas. And that's why I'm proud of folks showing up at the No Kings rally. People haven't given up yet. Yep. I'm telling you, we can win. We're going to do this. We can win this November. We can win next November. And then we can get this country back on track.
So I hope that other governors, other legislators, other lawmakers, other senators, every other elected official on the left sees that forward-leaning posture and replicates it. And I will highlight it on my channels and my pages as much as I need to so that hopefully the attention Newsom is getting offers an incentive structure to other elected officials to do the same. If you present yourself as a fighter, you'll have a platform on my show. Because I know I speak for a lot of people on the left in saying that we are sick and tired of being the party of strongly worded letters. We are sick and tired of putting up with half-assed fights that ultimately end in capitulation because of norms or the parliamentarian or the filibuster. You never see those things stop Republicans. So often it feels like Republicans won't allow anything to tell them no, while Democrats will look for any excuse not to get to yes. I spoke with Mehdi Hasan about this phenomenon. Here's what he had to say. Mehdi, do you think that what we're seeing right now from some of the Democrats out there, there are a few governors who are vowing to fight back against what Texas Republicans are doing. We see Gavin Newsom, J.B. Pritzker. We've seen to some degree Kathy Hochul in New York, although she's limited by what New York's Constitution allows them to do. Although I would also make the argument that Republican states have been limited by what they're able to do, and they've done it anyway. We saw unconstitutional maps enacted in Louisiana and Alabama, and still they did that at such a late time that even though the courts noted that they were unconstitutional gerrymanders, it was too close to the election for them to change it. They relied on the Purcell doctrine. So I think if there was really a desire to get this stuff done, we don't have to look far to see what it looks like when those Republican governors get it done. But that notwithstanding, do you think that that we're seeing something of a sea change among Democrats who have for so long been the party of strongly worded letters?
I hope so. I'm going to reserve judgment until I see some actions back up those words. Illinois Governor Pritzker, New York Governor Hochul, and California Governor Newsom have all said the right things. Now they just got to do it. As you say, there are some limitations, but these are the same limitations that Republicans overcome all the time. You and I, at the Zateo event in LA, talked at great length in front of the audience about the Senate parliamentarian and how Senate Democrats deferred to the parliamentarian and said, well, she said we can't do a minimum wage increase. She said we can't put this in our bill. Republicans came along and they refused to even meet with the parliamentarian when they did their big ugly ass bill. So that is the difference in the two parties. I hope, and I've said this before to you and to others, I hope Democrats learn the right lessons from this period of opposition. That when their opponents get into power, they're not limited by conventions or norms or all the other things that now seem so quaint and antiquated. And you can't play this whole moral high ground game. We're like, well, they're going to do this stuff, but we're going to stay pure. Doesn't work like that. You do that and you lose. And it's worse than just losing. You do that and you abandon your constituents who need you.
Mehdi, we've spoken about this idea that what the future of the Democratic Party is going to look like is not necessarily whether progressivism wins out or a more moderate posture wins out, but rather this idea of Democrats who are actually going to stand up and fight. Do you agree with that? Do you think that the future of the Democratic Party is not so much like the monolithic nature of your political ideology, but rather just your willingness to go balls to the wall?
I've been saying that for a while. I said that when Democrats were in office as well. I think, the left-right dimension is still important in policy terms, for sure. But in terms of saving American democracy, standing up to the Republican Party, it's less relevant. It's about who actually has the balls, the backbone, the ability, the desire, the communication skills to actually take the fight to the other side and fight on their terrain, not your own terrain.
So I hope this is a message loud and clear to every Democrat out there. We are tired of being rolled. We are tired of the strongly worded letters. We are tired of losing. Stand for something and fight for it. And most importantly, recognize the urgency of this moment. We are contending with a very, very serious threat to democracy. Trump is not joking when he says that he wants to cancel elections. He is testing the fence. He is normalizing us to this idea, very much in the same way that deploying troops to DC and LA is going to normalize us to soldiers occupying our own country. Part of meeting this moment is being eyes wide open aware of the threats that we're contending with. Trump is not a comedian, he is an autocrat. And the faster we accept and recognize that, the faster we can fight back with the urgency that this moment calls for. Before you go, if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more and support independent media, please subscribe to this channel. The subscribe button will be right here on the screen. But second, the reality is that we are now in a political environment where this administration can lean on any of the social media platforms to suppress certain voices if they don't like critical coverage. That means my longevity here is in the hands of a few tech billionaires who are already making it clear that they are willing to cater to this administration. To that end, signing up for my newsletter is a way for me to reach you directly if that ever becomes necessary. I'll put the link right here on the screen as well, so please sign up. It's free, but there's also an option to do a paid subscription if you'd like to support me and my team. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching.